Welcome to Building Fortunes Radio. Make sure you check us out at buildingfortunesradio.com. Along with our marketing partners, we're here to help our PM Marketing Network Lead customers build their businesses and make the world a better place. At Building Fortunes, we know how much your business means to you and the people important to you. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingles.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingles here. You're listening to us live on Building Fortunes Radio. That's www.buildingfortunesradio.com. For those people that might be unfamiliar with my voice, my name is Peter Mingles, and we hear Ray Gebauer in our background, and Ray Gebauer is just a real good guy. I'm going to share with you a few things as we first get started. I met Ray Gebauer many years ago, like a long time ago, early 2000s, I'm guessing. So somewhere in the early 2000s, I heard Ray Gebauer, and I identified immediately that he was a good man. I mean, there's some good people out there. He's just a good guy. He's a hard worker. He's got his moral compass in the right place. You knew he would be doing things if he's working with you in your best interest as well as in his best interest. You knew he wasn't going to steer you wrong. And then as I got a chance to learn more about Ray Gebauer, then I realized how smart he was, because he was really knowledgeable in a whole bunch of things. Home-based businesses for sure, health and nutrition absolutely positively, and also the idea of self-development and coaching. And he's a gentleman that kind of walks the walk, talks the talk, lives it by example. And when we had separated, if you will, I started doing my stuff, he does his stuff, all that sort of stuff as some things grow. I saw his name pop up on my Facebook instant messenger, and I'm not a social media guy, so I don't even know how it happened. Because a friend had instant messaged me something, and all of a sudden I see Ray Gebauer. So whether it was dumb luck, divine intervention, whatever kind of a fortuitous intersection, who knows? But I saw it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to take action on this. There's only one Ray Gebauer that I know. I'm going to give him a buzz and see what he's doing. I always enjoyed having conversations with him, and when we had that conversation, that's when I said, Ray, I'm on. We started Building Fortunes Radio about 5 or 6 years ago, and I would love to be able – it would be an honor for me to be able to be part of the Ray Gebauer building his own fortune all over again part. So I want to do whatever I can do, because you're a good guy, and I want to help every single person we possibly can learn as many great things about Ray Gebauer as we possibly could. So I'm going to stop, if you will, patting him on the back, but he really deserves it. He's a hard worker. Always a student of the industry as well as coaching, and does so much stuff to be able to mend it, apply it, push it, contour it towards this home-based business arena, so it'll make it that much easier for you. And I'm guessing, I have a hint that he's going to do the same thing, of course, again tonight. So thanks for being here, Ray Gebauer.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. It's always fun and exciting and gratifying to be on your show every Wednesday night. So I got a good story for you. Yeah.
I love your stories.
So before I share my story, let me just, for some of you maybe who are new, just a little bit about my background. I've been in network marketing for over 40 years, actually. I've earned over $10 million, and that was most of that was with a single company. And in fact, that company had almost 1 million people in my downline. I've written 10 books on health. So I only say that just so you know, like who you're listening to, and and I have maybe some credibility with you, because I've done a lot, accomplished a lot. God's helped me a lot, and I've made a lot of big mistakes and hit some home runs. And so I found the only way to get myself out of a deep, dark hole a long time ago was to stop being so arrogant, thinking I could figure it out, which wasn't working out too well, and start learning from people who'd already been there and done it. Like Jim Rohn, and before him Zig Ziglar, and Brian Tracy and Les Brown. My favorite is Jim Rohn, and so everyone needs a mentor. Everyone needs a coach. Otherwise, I'd still be a nobody. I mean, I went from a zero to a hero, from a nobody to somebody, because I was open enough to learn from others, and I'm still in the process of doing it, because I haven't arrived yet, but, I've made considerable progress, and I'm really highly motivated to help other people to get where they want to go and to get there with less setbacks and get there faster. But anyway, so here's the story for you. This is something that happened to me when I was 17 or 18. At the time, I didn't grasp the significance of this, but it illustrates one of the major points I want to make tonight. I'd been on the swim team for 4 years and had an opportunity to go through training to become a lifeguard, and so I did and got certified as a lifeguard. And we did all the practice and training and tests in the swimming pool at Gresham High School in Gresham, Oregon. So it was during the summer. I was at the Sandy River, which was about 20 miles from our house, in which we went there often, and especially as a little kid. And I was out there at the side of the river with my mother, and I noticed some lady who had, gone out too far, and she was drowning. And, not a good situation. So I guess here's the real test. I passed the test in the swimming pool, and they warned me about how you can get drowned by trying to save other people, and here's what they're going to do, and you got to be really careful. And so this is the real test, no more rehearsals. So I jumped in there, pretty confident that I could save the day, right? And sure enough, when I got closer, she saw me, and she did exactly what they warned me. She tried to, give me a big hug, death hug, where you both go under. And fortunately, I remember I was ready for that, and I was able to push her away and spin her around, put my arm over her chest, and secure her tightly and pull her back into shore. And I assume I saved her life, Now, I didn't make newspapers or anything, but maybe she would have made it somehow herself. I don't think so. But that was my first experience of making a big difference for somebody. And that phrase has become common these days, and I'm glad it has, because it's a good phrase to make a difference. But I want to share, I guess I want to take that to a different level tonight in the context of 3 H's and going beyond just making a difference. I mean, if you pick up a piece of litter on the highway, you're making a difference, right? A little difference, But, the greatest satisfaction is when the difference we are making, it makes a bigger impact. So just a few days ago, I came up with these 3 H's, and so it reminds me of when I was a little kid in high school. I lived 1 block from the county fair, which they opened up once a year in the summer, and they had the 4-H club, which I don't remember what it all meant, but it had your horses and I think hard work and a couple other H's. So what the H, I don't remember. But I came up with 3 H's, and I think it's really relevant to all of you and relevant to me. This is how I operate and I think. In fact, so anyway, here's the 3 H's that are really fundamental to life. The first H is the most powerful driver. I mean, if you think of it like technology, what's the most powerful thing you can think of starting with H? It's probably like hydrogen, like a hydrogen bomb. The sun works on hydrogen. Now we're developing hydrogen power for cars. But the most powerful H word for people is happiness. That's the thing that everyone wants the most. We want to feel happy. Now, sometimes it's like, ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. And, ice cream makes me happy. I love ice cream. I can't handle it too often, so once or twice a month. But that gives you short-term pleasure, short-term happiness. But sometimes, our driver happiness gets misguided, and people find happiness in things that end up hurting them. Whether it's, alcohol or drugs or, sex or too much food or, being a workaholic. So all that gives you a degree of happiness, but sometimes in the end, it's like, was it really worth it? I climbed the corporate ladder, got to the top, and found out the ladder was on the wrong building. Just being happy, just being successful or making $1 million doesn't give you lasting happiness. It just gives you happiness. Knowing God makes you happy. Having a good relationship makes you happy. And we're, at least subconsciously, we're all driven by this drive to create happiness. Happiness is the emotion we have when we believe or perceive something is for our benefit. So it's the emotion of perception of gain. If you perceive something is for gain or for good, you're going to feel happy. If I gave you a check for $10,000, how would you feel? Well, that's a gain. So you'd feel happy, unless you thought it was just a joke, and you might get upset or something, or just ignore it if you thought it was a fake check or whatever. But so in our industry and in life in general, everyone wants to be happy. That's the most important thing to everybody. And one of the best ways to have a deeper, lasting happiness is helping others, serving others. And that's actually another H, helping others. That's one of the best ways to create happiness, is when your mentality isn't on how much can I get, but more how much can I give, how much can I help. So I believe that you really have to have that as our foundation. Happiness, not just the short-term pleasure like eating ice cream or having a nice glass of wine or seeing a beautiful sunset or playing in the ocean, going on a hike. All those are legitimate things. But when you're making a profound difference in someone else's life, that's a deeper level of happiness. And that's one of the opportunities we have in this model, this cooperative marketing. Instead of competitive marketing, it's cooperative marketing. We help each other to be more effective in helping other people. It's relationship marketing. It's conversational marketing. And it has some huge, huge advantages in the leverage and the residual income and all that. The second H I want to talk a bit about that really it's all tied together, that if you don't have enough of this, it's really going to diminish the first H, of feeling happy. And by the way, I think God wants us to be happy, just like we want to be happy. God wants to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. And some people, they make bad choices in the happiness that they do get short term, like taking drugs. Now, I guess that makes people super happy. That's why they keep doing it, but they pay a price. Anyway, the second H is healthy. So if you don't have your health, can you still be happy? Yeah, but it's a little more challenging, especially if your health deteriorates to the point where, it's maybe you're stuck in a wheelchair, or you're in a nursing home eventually, or you get cancer. That doesn't really exactly feed into being happy. Yeah, you still have cancer and be happy, but it limits how much you can do. And so, but unfortunately, a lot of people are more focused on wealth than health. And even if you made $1 million, $1 million a year, $1 million a month, what good does it do to have wealth without your health? And even the Son of God said, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his life? And so this easy to the, I guess, sort of seduction of our society to put way too much more focus on wealth than health. And health, think of that broadly, healthy relationships, healthy finances, health in your body, healthy spirit, healthy in, all your relationships, including with God. And so what I like about this business, which I consider my ministry, is that it sort of maximizes both of those H's. It gives me an opportunity, an opening to to be happy because I'm helping others, and help others be happy because I'm particularly helping them get their health back. Because, a lot of people, they struggle with their health. I mean, we live in a day and age where it's just unbelievable that 20,000 people die every day from cancer. Half the people get cancer these days. 80% of the people already have diabetes. 70% of the people are already have some stage of heart disease. About 80% of people have too much fat, which doesn't just not look good on you, but it also creates a lot of chemicals that cause inflammation that leads to cancer and heart disease and strokes and Alzheimer's. And so, like, we're all cruising along, fairly happy, enjoying ourselves on the Titanic, not realizing what's going to happen. Because when the Titanic, as beautiful as the ship is, when it hits the big chunk of ice, it doesn't end nice. And so you got to realize we're on this Titanic, metaphorically, that we're in a danger zone, and you better get off the Titanic before it hits the iceberg. Otherwise, you're going down way before your time. And 3,000 years ago, King Solomon warned us in Ecclesiastes. He said, "Don't be a fool. Why should you die before your time?" So from what I can tell, 90% of people are dying before their time. So it contributes to my happiness and fulfillment knowing that I have an extraordinary food, the most powerful food on the planet, in my opinion, unlike any other plant-based food or extract or supplement that's extraordinary, that helps people get their health back rather quickly. Many times most people will feel benefits within 30 minutes, the same day, and pain goes away, and they get their life back. And the bottom line is, I tell people, I don't sell anything. I just educate people about the value of what I have to offer. And what I'm really offering people is A.B.L, a better life. And if you want a better life, how do you measure that? Well, a couple of H's. Well, are you pretty happy? Or are you stressed out of your brain from your job, or, poor health? And, how is your health? I mean, that's a big, big factor in your quality of life and happiness. So I really love what I'm doing, because those are the two fundamental sort of planks or pillars here, is that it maximizes the potential for happiness and for health, not just for me, but for thousands of people, and it could be millions of people. So those are the first two H's, which leads me to the third. The third H ties into my story. When I was at the Sandy River and I saved that woman's life. So when someone takes a risk and they do something that's particularly important, like saving a life or making a big difference, what's the word we usually use to describe that person? What would you say, Peter? You're probably on mute. I
have you on mute. I'm making notes on your. I'm making notes here. So I'm sorry. So what was your question?
So what would you call the person who took a risk and made a significant difference, like saving someone's life?
Well, I know it's going to be starting with an H, because you're easily predictable. So, yeah. and I know that since I was here on your pre-show, the answer. So it sounds maybe like a sandwich if you grew up in New York. A hero.
There you go, a hero. And, Hollywood's made billions of dollars with these movies about heroes. And every little kid growing up wants to be a hero, whether it's a fireman or maybe an astronaut, or everyone deep in their heart, they want to make a difference. And the bigger the difference, the better. I remember, I think often the quote from Mother Teresa. And she said to somebody once, well, if you can't feed 100 people, feed one. And so if you help just one person, that's meaningful. If you feed 100, that's better. If you feed 10,000, that's better. And feeding people is important. That doesn't necessarily make you a hero, though. But if someone is struggling with a major health challenge, say they got cancer, or they've had a stroke, or they're developing Alzheimer's, if you have a way or know of a way to help them to maybe get their health back, and they're open and they listen and they cooperate and they get their health back, so what would they call you? Rather, in addition to being thankful, it's like you're a hero because you saved their life and you took a risk. What's the risk? Well, the risk is, people, can be close and reject you, or at least they reject your message. Usually they're not rejecting you. People tend to take it personally. But this is a risky business in terms of emotionally. That's why most people don't make it, between lack of confidence and the lack of people accepting what they have to offer, that they feel rejected, or they feel like, I'm just not good enough to do this, and it could damage your self-esteem, and it reinforces the idea that, I'm a loser, I don't have what it takes. So that's sort of a risk you take getting into this industry where you're talking to people, you're trying to educate them about something that would be helpful to them, and most people don't take you seriously. So how does that affect you emotionally, your self-esteem? So that's sort of a risk that you're taking. But in my mind, it's a minor risk. Some people, it's major. But the main point here is that if you have a product like I have with the company I've been with for 3 years now and going really well, that makes an unbelievable, extraordinary difference, I feel like I'm in the hero business. I'm not only being a hero myself and helping people, but even more important is I'm helping and showing and training other people how they can be a hero in their circle, whether it's among people they know or whether it's through the cold market. The more difference you make, the more profound the difference it is, particularly if it dramatically improves the quality of someone's life and maybe even saves their life or prolongs their life. For me, I like being a hero. Deep down, I think we all want to be all three H's. We want to be happy, we want to be healthy, and we want to be a hero. Benjamin Franklin said a long time ago, he talked about being healthy, wealthy, and wise. It actually was early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So part of the wise part of it, not just being a wise guy, but being actually wise, having wisdom, is doing what you can to make the world a better place. And the bigger impact you have on the more people it is, and for me, that's being a hero. Now, I want you to consider not just understanding this intellectually, but I want you to, take this personal. Personalize this. Start thinking of yourself with that possibility of going beyond the mindset of, this is my business, I need to make money, and I'm helping people, but I need to make money, and if I could just get up to whatever that number is, 1,000 a month or 5,000 a month or 100,000 a year. But all that's true, but what if you could also see who you are and your ultimate function of being a hero and creating other heroes, even though you don't feel like a hero, and maybe you're not a hero. I mean, I certainly wasn't any hero until I started doing things. So maybe I'm just optimistic, but I believe that anybody, if they really wanted to, and if this is their desire, and with the right coaching and mentoring, that anybody can go from being a zero to a hero. Not that saying someone has zero value, but zero impact. If you're not making much difference in the world, you can. You may not be able to figure it out on your own, or maybe you can on your own. It might take you a few years, but the shortcut to get to the top of the mountain is you find somebody like me or someone who's been there, done that, and get some mentoring and coaching. And I mean, just last week I went to a great seminar. It's like a $3,000 seminar, and I was so impressed with the speaker that I actually bought their top level package. What do they call it? Inner Circle Mastermind Summit. At first I thought this is ridiculous, but once I saw the value, I thought, I'm going to make this an investment. I'm not paying a price. I'm making an investment. And I invested no money for the financing to come through them. My investment is $50,000 that I'm investing in my better future so I can be a better hero, so I can be better at helping people. And so this just doesn't happen just by accident. You've got to deliberately choose to be a better you so you can make a better difference. And I'm recommending that you see yourself as a hero in development. Okay, so you're not a hero. Okay, everybody agrees you're not a hero now, but could you? Is that a possibility? Can you do something or whatever it takes and get the right kind of help and coaching, invest in yourself and take time with the right people so you can go from a nobody to somebody, go from being a zero to a hero, go from being a dud to a stud? I think that's possible for everybody, but realistically, it's not going to happen for most people. But it could happen for you. You can be the exception. Like Darren Hardy talks about, be the exceptions. You don't have to be the average person. You don't have to settle for mediocrity. You can be the exception, and it starts by saying, I will be the exception. You know, I'm not going to make the average amount that the average person makes in LM. You know, I'm going to be the exception. I'm going to be a success. I'm going to make a difference for thousands of people. I went from being a nobody to somebody making, zero. I was homeless and had no income, and my car was repossessed. And I went to making $10 million in one company. So I went from zero to a hero, from being nobody to somebody. And that doesn't happen for most people, but it could happen for anybody who committed to do whatever it takes. So that's my invitation to you, is contemplate what this can mean for you, this 3 H's, being happy, healthy, and a hero. I think we need all three, and I think all three are within reach. It isn't just a nice idea. It can become reality, and not because you happen to get the lucky winning lottery ticket. No, it takes work. It takes focus and determination and investing in yourself, including getting the right mentor. So my commitment to $50,000, I was basically buying a mentor, and it's their mentorship program, and I think it's going to pay off multiple times. So I'm not saying you need to do that at this point, but you've got to find a mentor, and that's sort of where I come in right now. Based on my 40-some years of doing this and level of success, I can be a mentor to you to help you with, actualize those 3 H's, being happier and healthier and more of a hero. You go from zero to hero. Now, especially if you're open to working with me in what I think is the company that's becoming the gold standard in the industry. And there's a lot of good products, but there's good, better, and the best, and everyone claims to have the best, of course. And I think we could back it up. But it's not just having a good product and a great pay plan. It's the who is more important than the what. Who you work with is more significant and important than the product or the pay plan. And so consider that as a possibility for you. Let's have a conversation and explore the possibility and see if I might be a good fit for you. And the company that I'm so excited about might be a good fit for you. Of course, I'm prejudiced, biased. I think it is because of my experience with them. But you judge for yourself. But it all starts with a conversation. No obligation. And if you're totally happy where you are, making plenty of money, just want to go to the next level, we can just have a conversation about that, how I could help you maybe, get to the next level. But I can't help you be happier or more healthy or move to a higher level of being a hero if we don't have a conversation. So I'm out of time here, but here's my phone number so you can get a hold of me if you're open to having that conversation. My phone number here in Vancouver, Washington is 714-488-9074. Again, that's 714-488-9074. And when I go to sleep, I turn off my phone, so you can call me at 3 a.m. in the morning if you want, or text me. It won't bother me. But just reach out to me by text or just call me, and we'll have a conversation that, who knows, might be a turning point for you. It might turn your life around, like Jim Rohn talked about, the day that turns your life around. And so often that happens when you meet the right person that can give you, out of their wisdom and experience, give you maybe better clarity, better direction, maybe a better opportunity, so that you can experience more of those 3 H's, or at least at a higher level of being happy, healthy, and a real hero. So I think that's all I have to say for tonight. Thank you, Peter. Unless you have any comments, I'm done.
Excellent information, as usual. I love to take notes as you talk. That's why I put myself on mute so you don't hear the background noise of me typing. And I'm going to say to everybody, if you want to hear this again, make sure you go to buildingfortunesradio.com/Ray Gebauer. Gebauer is spelled Gebauer, and that's buildingfortunesradio.com. And then search for Ray Gebauer, or just put Ray Gebauer right after that domain name, and you'll be able to hear this as well as the previous radio shows. Ray, I appreciate you spending time with us every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern. And for those people that work with you, I know they enjoy the benefit of your hard work and the investment in yourself and other people as well. So on that note, we're going to catch everybody next week. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks, Ray.
You've been listening to Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the designated Building Fortunes Radio segment with Peter Mingles. Be sure to check out the buildingfortunesradio.com website for our featured segments. It's been our privilege to have you listen in. At Building Fortunes Radio, we wish you the success you deserve and are willing to work for. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world.